Okay, so this is the thing that happened on Stack Overflow. Somebody came and asked, how do I do this thing in Perl? I have a bunch of strings and they're full of backslashes and I don't want to type double backslashes all of the time. But all of the quoting constructs in Perl let you escape the ending quote, even single quotes, which don't interpret very much. They let you have backslash single quote which means that you need backslash backslash to have a backslash. I don't want to do this. So how do I? And there's a lot of this question received a lot of sensible answers that said, well, don't put those strings in your code, right? But I came up with an answer that said, well, there's one way that you could do it. Actually, single quoted here docs are the only thing that don't interpret backslashes because they just look for the literal ending delimiter on a line by itself. So you could do that, but otherwise, follow the sensible answer. And, well, yeah, I got a response of, well, that looks horrible. And I said, well, yes, it does, but I'm just letting you know, these are your options. You don't have a lot of choice here. You could do one sensible thing, you could do another sensible thing, but you can't change the language, right? And then I got this, well, okay, maybe you can change the language. And I thought about it, and it's actually not that hard because since 5.12, 5.14, I'm sorry, I don't remember, Perl has keyword plugins, and they're not that hard to use. And so this is all of the Perl of the module. The rest of it happens in XS. All this does, it has an import and an unimport that basically set a scalar, and then start up the module, register ourselves as a keyword plugin. Keyword plugin says, all right, check to see is our module enabled, and if so, is the keyword that just got parsed our keyword? And if so, do something. If not, continue on. We do something. The first thing we do is we look at the next thing after white space. We do that trick where we say, well, brackets and angle brackets and parentheses and whatever, they match with their opposite, just like every other Q and QQ and whatever. And everything else is matched by itself. And then we just go and we look and we parse input and we say, well, go until we get the closing delimiter or until we get EOF. If we get EOF, then print the error message that everything else prints. Can't find string terminator before EOF. Otherwise, just keep parsing and copying the data into a buffer. And then when we get to the end, copy the last little bit, tell it that we've consumed our delimiter, make a new opconst, which is just the operator that represents a literal value in the user's code, and return it. And that's it. And that's the whole module. And I posted this answer the next day. Well, if you're like, I don't know, this is not really strongly necessary, but if you want to use crazy hacky code to alter the aesthetics of your code, you can now do this. It's on CPAN. It works. It took about a day of effort, and I just think it's a pretty cool testament to the flexibility of Perl and to the things that we can do with it. And hang on, is this going to go to the next slide? No, it's not.